One man's mind is the most dangerous place in the universe. Washed-up Hollywood screenwriter Ray Space is caught in a downward spiral of broken relationships, wild parties, and self-destruction. Out of luck and out of chances, he's one failed script away from fading into obscurity. Little does he know that he's about to write the story of his life. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode, another edition of A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube. I am very excited to review this book for you guys. It is a very special read, a very confusing and wild read, I might add. And it is, of course, Annihilator from the man himself, Mr. Grant Morrison. And now the comic book division over at Legendary from the movie studio, they did a comic book series, a limited comic book series called Annihilator, which is just as crazy as it sounds along with the cover. Basically, in a nutshell, what this book is about is the examination of what makes life tick and what lengths we go through as a species, as a human being, if you will, what we will go through to prove our existence in the universe, reclaim our lost love, and just learn to live life in a very interesting way and not take things so seriously and just pump everything out to the max and just enjoy it, because we only get one go at this, so we might as well have some fun. Now, what the heck is Annihilator all about? Screenwriter Ray Space, he is a washed up, formerly successful Hollywood writer, script writer, and all that stuff, and the studio's banking on him to write this story. I'm not going to spoil too much, but basically he's set to write this epic, as he put it, this Halloween-esque sci-fi thriller haunted mansion type movie set in space. And it just so happens that the character he's writing about, Max Nomax, actually turns up in real life as well. Now you're thinking, wait, is this one of those books where you're meant to think like this is happening for real, or like a subliminal thing? You're supposed to believe that it's all fictional and it's all in his head and it was just him all along. The book never really answers that. It gives some leeway into that, because you see several scenes where this supposed space character, Nomax, where you get the hint that he's not there, but at the same time, so many characters interact with him, you're left thinking, well, clearly he is there, because that's the whole point of the story. But I do know that some fans and some readers out there will try and say, you know what, he's not there, it's all a fiction. This is an Eisner-nominated book for Best Writer, and I gotta say, it has a very clear focus. You get a little bit lost because you're reading one page from this sci-fi story, and then you switch over to the real world stuff, and you're like, wait, what's happening? And then you go and you realize, oh, this is a script that he's writing. And then you go back to the real world stuff, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. First, let's start with our main character, Ray Space. Ray is a horrible human being. I cannot sympathize with this character at all, but throughout the course of the story, he evolves in a way where you sort of feel for him, especially when you find out that his clock is ticking for more than one reason. He has had a very troubled and disturbing past, considering the things he has done and the things he continues to do with those black masses, or whatever you want to call them. That is some creepy stuff. You know, these are the type of characters where you read about them and you want to examine them from an outsider's perspective. You don't really position yourself in his shoes. But yeah, he is a former successful writer, and he's trying to bring that spark back and writing this story that is set on the edge of space, and you get the character of Max Nomax. Max is a very interesting character. He is a wizard of sorts of words, and the way that he presents himself is very enigmatic. You don't know if what you're looking at is your antagonist, your anti-hero, or just a twisted, demented villain. He is that complex, and I think Grant Morrison nails it when he's trying to write this character in a way where, you know, he's very Joker-esque in the way that he's going about his business. He's trying to prove how superior he can be to the already established order. He's basically a creature, or an alien creature from another dimension, world, if you will, where the concept of Veda basically is a Vedic artificial divine authority, basically a Zen supercomputer which runs human affairs and is responsible for the peaceful expansion of the human race across the cosmos. Basically, Veda is this totalitarian behemoth that controls everything. He's like an overseer of everything. And the character of Max is very opposed to that and wants to prove the creationists in him that he can make something better, he can create life, and he, for reasons that I won't completely spoil in this video, he gets locked away and sent to a space station orbiting a black hole. And it is one of the most beautiful and creepiest sights you can witness, and I cannot even imagine what that would look like in real life. I think it just looks fantastic. The whole idea and concept, because space is already a vacuum in and of itself, and here you have this monstrosity and will eat up everything and anything. But yeah, the sight of this ship just orbiting this huge monster of a black hole is just amazingly beautiful in a creepy and gothic sort of way, which leads me to talk about the art in this book, which I failed to mention at the beginning of the video. Fraser Irving does the art on this book, and to my knowledge, this is the best stuff that Fraser has done ever. I mean, this is just a beautiful book. Really gothic, really heavy, dark, gritty atmosphere, and when you do get rays of sunshine, if you will, they are still dusky and overall just not very bright. It is a very beautiful coloring that is done here in this book. He just nails it out of the park. Now, this is not your typical Grant Morrison story where you're lost and you don't know what you're doing. You get it right away. There are some parts near the end where it does get a little high and mighty and all that stuff, but that's okay. You get what's happening, and near the end you understand what the characters go through. Now, the writing, like I mentioned, the characters are somewhat realistic. Of course, there's this supernatural, esoteric nature to it all, but overall you get the ambitions of characters that are heavily flawed, and they're just trying to figure out what they are doing. Now, before I wrap this review up, I just want to mention the fact that Max is very much a parallel to Ray Space himself, and when he somehow arrives in planet Earth, and you get this awkward buddy cop type scenario where these two characters are trying to help each other out. Ray is trying to finish his story, and Max is trying to remember why he's there and what he did to get there with the help of Ray's writing. So you gotta wonder if Max had everything planned out from the very beginning, or he was just improvising as soon as he arrived on Earth. So yeah, there you go, guys. Annihilator, a weird entry into my catalog of reviews and videos, but I liked it. Tell me what you guys thought of Annihilator down below. As always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and doing all the awesome stuff that you guys do. We are nearing the 1,000 mark of subscribers, and I cannot wait. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on your favorite social media platforms from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and many more. Just type in Week in Geekdom, and I'm there for you guys. Alright, I gotta go. I have more books to read, more cool stuff to talk to you guys about, and I will catch you on our next video. I'll be honest with you, I didn't understand what the hell was going on until like page 5, and then I reread things. I'm like, ha, see what you're doing there, Grant.